Goodson, this is I Have a Story. Um, you know, I try to listen to a lot of everything in the world to keep up and learn and maintain knowledge. And one of the channels I was just sitting here listening to him talk about the war going on in Ukraine and Russia and peace talks with Russia and Trump now that Trump's been elected and um, the different things he was talking about. But I have a question. It made me think about something that I haven't heard anybody else ask. Again, I have a lot of things that go through my head that just don't seem to go through others, so part of why I'm here to share. Let me ask you something. If Russia was such the big bad wolf that they claim and everybody thinks they are and what we've been told, and I'm not saying that they're not by any means, and we know Ukraine is like pretty much a little third world country that can't even take care of itself. So if a war was worth sending men and women to die for, obviously there's something important to fight, right? Why would you pussyfoot around? If Ukraine is so small and Russia is so huge of a powerhouse, why don't they just bulldoze Ukraine? I mean, think about that, people. If you want to say that, we're the biggest powerhouse of the world, between us, Russia, and China, I don't know who really is. Nobody does. I don't even think our own governments even know. Nor would our government ever tell us that they're not the best, because that would cause fear and panic. People would get scared. And we don't want to fear people who think they're adults in our country, because we panic over toilet paper. How would you think about it if you thought you were unsafe in the real world? So I have to ask. It made me think, and I have to ask, please, somebody educate me if I'm missing something here. Part of me doing this, I'm not saying, I have all the answers, but I do run into roadblocks with my head, and I have a great ability to analyze things, and this is what I'm hitting a roadblock on, and I can't figure it out. If you're such a big bad wolf, why are you going to sit there and let your men and women, your countrymen and women, just die year after year, day after day? When if you're so big and so bad, why don't you just go in there and bulldoze the country and get the war over with? I mean, wouldn't that make sense? The video that I was watching today was talking about Putin, who just came out and made an announcement too that if the United States accepts Ukraine and they bring them into the alliance, that then Russia's gonna open up warfare on everybody. Well, if you're capable of doing that, why don't you just level Ukraine, be done with it, and have the war over tomorrow? Don't you have that ability? And it don't make sense to me. It feels like it's all a big game. We're just playing a game, letting men and women die day after day after day, when if you are so big, and isn't that what dictators do? Don't dictators and people who want authoritarian power come out and put the fear of God into people and say, look at what we're capable of. We can demolish a country overnight. Isn't that, haven't we seen that in movies over and over and over again? Watch Riddick. That's the first one that came to my mind, because I really do kind of enjoy a couple of those movies.
All death.
So it is this verse that must be cleansed of life, so that underverse can populate and prosper.
Look around you. Every necromonger in this hall. Every one of the Legion vast that just swept aside your defenses in one night.
Our faith! No one here will do what you ask. It is unthinkable. This is a world of many peoples, many religions, and we simply cannot and will not be converted.
Then I'll take your soul.
Join him, or join me.
We just leveled your defenses overnight. Look at us. We're so powerful. You're so weak. Fear us. That is the mentality of a dictator. And I don't understand these other countries wanting to take over other countries anymore. I mean, you have your land. Do what you can with it. Russia's the biggest landmass, right? Why do you need more? Well, I guess literally and figuratively, you're just cold-blooded people. Cold-hearted people. So I really have to ask, you know, why would, what am I missing here? I'm running into a brick wall and I can't put it together. Because the whole mentality of the big bad wolf is to put the fear of God and to level everything in its path. Not to sit and play games and, again, pussyfoot around with it. Can anybody help me with this? Or do you see what I'm seeing? Or do you understand what I'm saying? I'm really confused. My head hits a roadblock because there's not many things in life that I can't figure out. When I can't figure something out, I will sit and just beat my head against the wall, racking my brain trying to figure it out. And this is one I just can't figure out. Like I said, dictators, they come out, they put the fear of God, they level, they destruct, and not just sit and tinker around and just ping, ping, ping. No, we come in with the wrath of God. And none of this makes any sense. It's really confusing. Don't you guys do the allegiance? If you do, then I'll put the fear of God into you. But right now, we're just going to take it easy and watch people die and create all this chaos in the world. It doesn't make sense to me. Another thing that didn't make any sense to me is we, in my opinion, could have stopped the war before it ever began. I think Putin made it really easy. He lined up, and they showed the videos on the news, and who knows what more there is that we don't see. But they were lined up all around the border of Ukraine, wide open. We could have just flown birds right through there, leveled the whole playing field right there before they ever even crossed the line. I'm not quite sure why we didn't do that. I mean, that's kind of our job, I think, isn't it? Like, to stop things before they happen, not just let them go on for years and piss away the American money and watch people get paid for it. And wait, am I going down? I better stop before I go down the wrong road there. I'm not supposed to be thinking about, right?